Welcome to a Slice of Anime, where we create and teach you how to make anime-inspired foods. Let me get my chef hat and we'll jump right into it. Alright, here are a list of ingredients. What we'll need is a lemon, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, half a cup of fresh basil, 1/4 a block of tofu, 2 blocks of ramen noodles, 2 cups of vegetable broth, half a cup and 2 tablespoons of liquid aminos or soy sauce separated, some avocado oil, 1 small pan, 1 medium pan, 1 small pot, 1 medium pot. Alright, I prepped the pots and pans. First, I coated the pans with avocado oil. Then I filled the medium pot with water, half filled. Alright, I'm going to fill the small pot with 2 cups of veggie broth. And then I'm going to do half a cup of liquid aminos / soy sauce. And voila! Alright, I'm going to set the pans and the small pot to medium, and then I'm going to set the large pot to high. All done. Alright, first we're going to cut our basil. What I like to do is stack them on top and cut them down in rows. Alright, all we need is 2 wedges, so we're gonna keep those here, and then cut the tofu. Now for the tofu, we need to cut them down into thin slices like this. And then cut them into squares. Pro tip, before even using tofu, you gotta press it. You can use a traditional press, or you can just use a good old-fashioned book if you don't want to spend the money. Alright, our pot has gone to a boil. Now we need to apply the egg so it gets hard boiled. Pro tip, always use a spoon so you don't hurt yourself. And you should set the timer for about 12 minutes. Alright, for the small pan, we're going to apply the basil. Let that sizzle a bit. Get all that in there. Get some lemon. Put 1 of the wedges in there, and then take half a teaspoon, as I said in the ingredients. If I may not, I am sorry. And just put it on top. Just move it around a bit. Now we're also going to put the tofu in the back, medium-sized pan. Let that go for a bit too. And of course, put the other lemon wedge with that too. Oh yeah. Alright, now since our basil's crispy, we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of liquid aminos to give it a little bit of flavor. We'll let that sit for about 1 minute and then turn it all off and put the basil back into the bowl. And don't forget to drain. Okay. The tofu is finally done. You want it kind of half cooked so it will soak up all the moisture from the broth. So let's take this, turn off the pan, and just put that right in the little broth. While the rest of the stuff is boiling, let's talk about the Basil Crunch. The Basil Crunch is a very essential part of the dish. You can, if you don't like the yolk of an egg, you just scoop it out, put it, or give it to your dog, and you put the Basil Crunch inside the egg. The thing about it is it's so It's so strong, it kind of goes well with the blandness of the egg white. Alright, the egg's done, and we're going to cut it in half and peel off the shell. But first, we need to put some cold water in it so it will cool down a bit. Alright, now I peeled off the egg, and what you want to do is you want to go for a cut right down the middle. And if you like the yolk or not, you just scoop it out, and if you want to keep the yolk, go ahead. You can do 2 eggs, and you can have one with the Basil Crunch and one with the yolk. Alright, next you want to take your blocks of ramen and put it in for about 5 minutes. You want to take a fork and rip them apart so it doesn't clump together. Let's set that timer and start clumping off. Here's the final plating for my ramen dish. You can do it whichever way you like, but I just chose to do it this way. Do not forget to like and subscribe and slap that bell for more notifications when I upload new content.